One Question is designed to give subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. We're joined again on One Question by Mark Dyer, the CEO of Taymar Sales U. Mark, the last time we had you on One Question was when you had gone to market with Elevate. So let's start with talking about where you've been, and we'll obviously wrap into where you're headed. We know about the new LSU deal, and I want to talk about how things are going to Kentucky and some other properties. But where the Elevate thing came to today, catch us up to speed.
Sure. So we won the Kentucky business last August under our company name, Taymar Sales U. And Taymar is no more sophisticated or deep meaning than the Tay part is my wife Tammy's first name, and the Mar is my first name, Mark. So that's where Taymar came from. And we announced a partnership with the Elevate Sports Ventures folks, and our intent was to establish an entity called Elevate on campus. But as we got further along, we kind of mutually decided it would be better to not go in that same direction together. And they're great people. The partners of Elevate and Al Guido and his team that's a managing partner at the 49ers, they're into a lot of great stuff. And sometimes these things happen, and it's the earlier you kind of get at that conclusion, the better. And so we all parted ways as friends and wish them nothing but the best. But we're excited about the future of Taymar Sales U.
And as you noted, you won the Kentucky bid under that same brand that you're going to market with moving forward here. What have you guys learned in the marketplace at Kentucky specifically so far? And kind of a follow-up to that, if you can speak to it as well, is what have you learned in the marketplace that may allow you to be more efficient, more effective at LSU and other properties to come, and generally maybe where the marketplace stands?
The biggest learning and ratification, if you will, is that our model that we had been thinking about and developing as we set upon this course of creating a new option for schools and college athletics, an option versus the two main competitors in the space, one of which I had a big role in for a number of years. Our belief was the market needed a new model. It needed a more of what I describe as school-friendly model. It needed more transparency as to what are the total costs and what's a necessary compensation for an outside company to manage outbound ticket sales for an athletics department. I felt strongly that those things needed to be changed and improved in a way that was created much more of a partnership and, frankly, an in-house feel, even though we've got management responsibility. And this all started at Kentucky. We had pitched them for years under in our old address, and they never felt good enough about the model and to move forward. So they're really the first school that I sat down with, and after a period of time and going through an RFP process last year, we won that business. More importantly, we've performed really well, and not just because we put in a great team, starting with our Vice President, Joe Rickert, which we have, but the athletics department has worked tremendously well with our team there. It helped that Coach Stoops and the Kentucky football program had a historic year last season. Season ticket sales are up. We've already sold more new season tickets for the 2019 season than they sold for the whole 2018 season. We've still got a couple of important months to go in that effort. So Big Blue Nation has responded. We've also had an impact in basketball and some other sports. But it was vitally important that we get this company off on the right foot at Kentucky, and we've done that. In the case of LSU, I think it's a bit of the same theme. They had never worked with an outside outbound sales management company before for various reasons, and our model resonated with them. Certainly they had conversations with the folks in the Kentucky athletics department, and we're starting there on Monday. We've got 3 of our 4 beginning staff recruited and ready to go with onboarding, and Joe and I will be there in Baton Rouge bright and early Monday morning, and we're very excited about being there.
I'm reminded of Jim Collins' famous axiom of return on luck. And in short, I won't go in the weeds on it because I know I'll get it wrong. But in short, I think it's said to the degree of comparison companies have the same amount of luck over time. And it's about, of course, what return on that luck a individual company gets that can help it to outpace its competitor. And you noted the success that Kentucky football had last year, 10-win season, first time in a long time for the Wildcats. And obviously I'm in the state of Kentucky, so read plenty about that and heard plenty about it around town. But I'm curious when it comes to LSU specifically, Mark, where's the opportunity, whether it's football or basketball, maybe where are you guys going to focus a lot of efforts, and where's the financial upside for the Tigers?
Well, LSU is in the same situation a vast majority of premier Power 5 programs are in. They have an extremely large stadium. They have a great fan base, but you know, the conditions of today are different than they were 10, 15, 20 plus years ago. The LSU football program is performing at a high level. Southeastern Conference is arguably, or maybe not arguably, the most competitive conference in the country. You can be in the top 10 or 15 in the nation and not be in the top 3 in the league. So it's extremely competitive. Expectations are high. There is not a lot, but there is some inventory available there at LSU. They're in the same boat as everyone, is that some of the non-conference games are a real challenge to sell, and not only selling tickets, but building attendance. And we're going to be working on ways to kind of bridge that gap as well. But there's a great opportunity in basketball at LSU. With a great tradition, at a tremendous season last year. Certainly they're not selling out, so anytime a sport is not selling a venue out, then that's what represents an opportunity. If you do what we do, and just like Kentucky, there's a great group of people in the athletics department. They are on our side. They want us to come in and work with them. The Tiger Athletic Fund is prominently involved in this as well, and we look forward to working with them. So it's a great place in Baton Rouge. I made several trips in there. I've been there before, of course, but made several trips in there to put this picture together with them, and just gratified to get the second Southeastern Conference school to put their faith in us, and we certainly intend to deliver.
And of course, we're talking about this at a time when the SEC CEOs recently voted to relax some of their regulations around the sale and serving of alcohol at athletic contests. And each school is going to handle that differently. But as the outbound ticket sales force at 2 of those 14 schools, how do you look at that opportunity?
Well, I view it as a positive if it's in keeping with what the administration of each school. Every school is a little different culturally. Alcohol has been present at sports events forever, especially professional sports events. You find alcohol in movie theaters now. West Virginia was one of the first Power 5 schools to go down this road, and they found pretty quickly that they had fewer alcohol-related problems with fan behavior than they did before they went to the new policy. One of the things we've got to do in college football is make the experience inside the venue as fun as it is outside, with all the tailgate activities and stuff that goes on. And I talk to a lot of schools every day, every week, every month, and there's a lot of thought about how to make it a more entertaining experience inside the gated venue. And I think this is part of it. It's not an end all and cure all. It's got to be managed properly, and I'm confident that schools in the Southeastern Conference that do offer alcohol to the general public will do it in a very responsible manner. But let's not pretend that any stadium in the league or in the country has been a truly dry stadium. You've had suite and club seating before, and whether it was brought in by the suite holders themselves or through some third party. So I think this is a positive for those that want to partake, and it's got to be managed properly. I'm confident it will.
And we've talked about two Power Five, two SEC institutions in athletic department, but in your mind, how does the Taymar Sales U value proposition and business model also apply to group of fives, potentially FCS departments? What about everybody else?
Well, we're in the business to sell more tickets, help schools sell more tickets and build attendance, because we think the experience of attending a college sports events on a university campus is about the best entertainment use of time and money that any individual can do, whether it's with friends, family, co-workers, whatever the case might be. We truly believe everyone that joins our organization believes in that, and that's kind of mandatory for me. So we want to help the schools in as many ways as we can do that. The fact is there's more group of five, and there's more. If you look at 351 schools in Division I basketball, there's a lot more schools outside of the Power Five designation than there are in. We want to serve the whole market. So we're very proud that Georgia State became our first group of five client a couple of weeks ago. We are underway with our operation there, and we'll be at full strength next Monday. I'm going to be in there the following Monday to work with our team and with Charlie Cobb and his great team. It's an exciting time at Georgia State, and we love being there. It's challenging in the Atlanta market. That's not a secret, but they've got something special with their football stadium. When they took over the old Turner Field, Rob Lanier just came in as a new basketball coach. There are going to be great things happening there, and there are great things happening with that university and its very important role it plays in the center of Atlanta.
Mark, part of winning new business is also building a new team in that athletic department on a respective campus. And hiring the right people, of course, is a dynamic that all of us talk about. But how are you seeing that piece of the business build going when you're out there hiring a staff of whether it be 2 or 10? And what's it look like for you of attracting talent right now?
It's a great question. And, our mantra is people, plans, and execution. And people is first for a very important reason. We spend a tremendous amount of time on our people process. And we don't talk in terms of hiring people. We recruit people. And the first 10 employees that we've brought into the Taymar family at 3 different schools so far, not one has been a result of a job posting. It's been us finding this person through various means. Now, I'm not against job postings. I know you're in that business, Matt, and that plays a very important part. But I say this to illustrate the amount of emphasis we put behind recruiting talented, ambitious, smart people that are attracted to the culture that we are building. And that is the most fun and exciting part for me, is meeting with these prospects and hearing their story, being able to tell our story, and see their eyes light up when you arrive at a connection on what our culture is all about and what they believe in. And it's very gratifying to see those eyes light up and see an intersection of values. And I talk more philosophical stuff when I'm interviewing a potential general manager for one of our projects. I don't seriously get into the weeds on a lot of detail. Joe Rickert does a great job of doing that, as does Kim Parsons, our Chief Operating Officer. I talk big picture philosophy. I try to paint a very clear picture of what someone can expect when they come into our company and what they can expect on the particular campus and athletic department they're going to become a part of, because I don't like any kind of negative surprises. We try to paint a very realistic picture, and we think it goes better that way. And I'm very proud of the people we've brought on here in the early stages of Taymar Sales U, and I think we'll continue.
Good stuff, Mark. Thanks for catching us up. I assume we will be hearing from you more often now on potential new business in the marketplace. So appreciate it again. Mark Dyer with Taymar Sales U.
Thanks, Matt.
This episode of One Question is produced by Spades Media Group, solving problems using creative leadership.